Well, I'll tell you what there, boys and girls, it's probably going to be a really hot day out. Don't know if you can see this properly, but it's friggin' misty as hell. Kind of almost feels like a really mild morning at like the seashore up in the Bay of Fundy, but not quite the oh, you can almost smell the salt in the air, but not really, just wishful thinking. So we got a booze review for you here. I'm actually going to knock off a couple reviews today, I guess, but here's the first one anyway. This is Highland Park 12-year-old single malt Scotch Whisky from Kirkwall in the Orkney Islands, product of Scotland. 40% alcohol. Let's see what it says on the nice little box it came in. The greatest all-rounder in the world of malt whiskey. That's a quote from Michael Jackson himself, famous as the beer hunter, but he was also a famous whiskey critic as well. Actually, before he was famous for beer. At Highland Park, holy fuck, that small print. We insist on an uncompromising approach to whiskey making. We're one of only a handful of distilleries that slowly malts its barley on the stone floor physically, turning it by hand for a more balanced flavor. Next we smoke it over local aromatic peat, hand cut from Hougly moor to bring a unique fragrant heather character to the whiskey. Then it's placed into oak casks, just not for your usual bourbon, not just your usual bourbon casks. So, like I said, small print. I'm trying to fucking sherry oak casks from Spain. Okay, I'm not saying anything else here. Jesus. Rich, full flavor, awesome, etc., etc. They've been around for 200 years or more. Alright, that's good enough for me, man. I think that's good enough for you guys, too. This one came recommended to me, so we're getting right into it. We're already going over time here. Okay, we're back with Highland Park. 12-year-old. Okay, nice apple juice sort of color. Take the aroma test now. Damn, that's pretty smooth. It's got that sort of sweet note, like Chivas Regal does. It's very smooth. The vanilla comes out, the oak comes out, very well blended, I'd say. A really nice smooth transition of the flavors, or the aroma notes. That's quite pleasing. That makes me want to jump right into it. Nothing harsh or off-putting at all. A newbie to whiskey smelling this probably wouldn't be taken back at all. No alcohol smell in it at all. Just really smooth. Okay, so we'll get right to the taste. Woo! That's quite warm, man. That really warms you. That's probably the warmest one I've had so far out of all the whiskeys I've done. The handful I've done. Starts out up front. Sweet vanilla notes. The whole oak thing going all the way through. Not oak. It's cherry. Sherry casks, where the hell it said it was. And I can get some of that sort of sherry kind of flavor coming out. It's not particularly strong. Pretty sweet. Like I said in previous whiskey reviews, I'm not a big fan of sweet whiskeys. I'm much more for an earthy, overly peaty, earthy, really kind of, you know, kind of smoky kind of thing. Sweetness doesn't quite do it for me. So this is a tad too sweet for me, but I'm not going to knock it. This is a well-crafted whiskey, man. That has a fucking kick. Wow. That really has a kick to it at the end. Wow. A little bit of alcohol burn on that one. But it's not, again, it's not particularly overpowering. It's just really strong. Given how smooth the aroma was, you're just not expecting it. I'd recommend this one. Anyone who likes Chivas Regal and they haven't tried this, I think they like it. It's a bit of a more like, I'd say it's sort of like Chivas Regal, but with a kick. That's how I'd put it. This is definitely a sipper. Recommended. Highland Park 12-year-old. Pretty damn decent whiskey, all things considered.